Two, a three, four. 2, a 3, 4.
Welcome to Disability Cafe with your host, Maryann and
Chris.
So today we have Mary Moberg, and Mary Moberg is on the Wheelchair Repair Coalition with myself, and she is a wheelchair user, an advocate, a nurse, but she can tell you more about herself. Mary?
Hi, thank you for having me. I've been paraplegic for like almost 4 years now. Oh goodness. And I was a spinal cord injury nurse. The wheelchair advocacy group is a wonderful place because we get to know that other people have problems with their wheelchairs, and it gives a sense of camaraderie. I've learned more and more about the legislative process, testifying that there's a variety of problems. And like in the last meeting, somebody was talking about a person that had trouble with getting out of the wheelchair in time for repairs, and we could kind of troubleshoot that. So that's good. But yep, there's a lot of work to be done, and it keeps on going.
Yes, yes. So what company did you receive your chair from in the state of Connecticut?
New Motion
So
in Rocky Hill. Yep.
New Motion in Rocky Hill. We hear a lot about New Motion when we are on the Wheelchair Repair Coalition. There are two major wheelchair companies in the state of Connecticut, while there are some other small ones, but New Motion and NSM, which is National Seating and Mobility, are the two big ones. Chris, do you have a question?
Yeah, I know New Motion very well. I heard their name out of the years too.
They've taken over a lot of, nationally, they've taken over a lot of mom and pop places. So they're kind of like, if they were Pac-Man, they'd be going and just gobbling up companies.
So on the 25th, there is going to be a Wheelchair Repair Coalition rally. And there's going to be a lot of other issues going on that day. It's at the Capitol, and it starts, I believe, at 1 p.m. So the Wheelchair Reform Coalition is an arm of the Wheelchair Repair Council, which is the state of Connecticut is the first state in the whole United States to have legislation on a 10-day wheelchair repair. And on the 25th, Mary won't be able to be there, but she's here with us today, and she is going to tell us her wheelchair repair story, because, sometimes if you're not there and you're on a tablet or you're remote, the story doesn't go through, and we have a lot of watchers here, so
yeah, I appreciate that. Well, my most recent is it started in June when I was rolling down a main street here in town, and somebody did not stop at a stop sign. He went right through, and he T-boned my wheelchair. It almost went over, and I had just gotten through replacing all the main components on that chair. It's the chair that I got in 2022, and so it was moving along pretty good. But when he hit the chair, it brought up a lot of things. Repairs need to be done. Things were bent out of shape, but they said at New Motion, if you've been in a car accident, we cannot repair your chair. We can't be sure that the repairs will hold. There can be hidden damage, such as things with the frame. But so it's whenever we get wheelchair problems, a lot of the repairs require prior authorization or the doctor writing out forms, and it can go back and forth. That happened to me, and so I didn't get a new chair to replace that one until October, the end of October, and there were problems with the footrest. The footrests were not keeping my feet on them, and so I went through a doorway, and my foot was off the footrest and rammed into a doorway, and all the toes bent backwards, and it split the back of my toes open and fractured, and so that's another layer of wheelchair repair, because I said this happened because my footrest wasn't right, and it took a while to get that fixed. I kept on saying, you need to readjust it. Several technicians came out. Nobody had an Allen wrench. Nobody could adjust it. And an Allen wrench is such a basic component. So
They sell them at the Dollar Tree. They sell
Yeah.
Allen at the Dollar Tree.
Well, it became like a joke with wheelchair advocacy group. But the funny thing is, on my new wheelchair, because while I was waiting for my new wheelchair, I had to go out in the one that was damaged. They had repaired I always get them mixed up. There's a tilt function and there's a recline function. The tilt function just puts the back of the chair down, and this is important to positioning. And the recline function helps people like me. I'm a full-figured woman, and my butt can slide down. The recline function, in that position, I can push myself back. I was in my first chair that was damaged, but it was still working. I went out, and the back of I was reclined in the shade, and it had been a component was replaced before I was hit by the car. So I was like, I reclined and I turned the chair back on, and it was stuck and reclined. I couldn't get anywhere. We had to call the fire department. And even though it was not, as soon as you get a new chair, it voids the warranty on the old chair. But my chair was doubly voided because it was already hit by a car, so they weren't going to repair it. But they said, well, we're going to make an exception, and we'll replace your reclining motor because we said we fixed it before when it was still under warranty, and we didn't do well. I have an old clunker wheelchair. It took them 3 months to repair that. It wasn't something that it wasn't under warranty. They actually paid for the repairs, but it took that long to get it done. And the way they wanted to repair the footrest, because my feet weren't fitting on it, they kind of brainstormed, and they figured out that maybe my footrest needed to be longer. so that my feet wouldn't slide off. But I realized coming home, that would not work because I literally can't even get in the house if my footrests are longer. So I am being very careful with my footrests. My friend comes in a couple times a day and pushes my feet back. I'm working on getting more strength in my legs. And I do need to lose weight because that's another component of the footrest not working right. But so the takeaways, things have to be under warranty. It can take a while to get permission to get the thing repaired. They can have problems with not getting the parts. There are call centers that are not located in America, but like I say, brainstorming in our recent group, it was identified that if we're talking to an out-of-the-country call service, we can ask for the coordinator at our service provider, and they should be able to make special accommodations. But the thing is, too, we have these cards that we give people that talk about the wheelchair repairs. I'm just reaching over here to get one of them. I don't know if this one. Okay, this one is in Spanish, but it's okay. Ley de Connecticut de Reparación de Sillas de Ruedas. So, conoce tus derechos, reporte los retrasos. So it's like, okay, get your things reported. And these cards.
Conoce tus derechos means report or know your rights. Conoces, means, and then you can report your issues to OHA, which is Office of Healthcare Management.
There you go.
And Healthcare Advocate.
There you go. And we do have a Facebook page. And what is that called? It's
the Wheelchair Reform Coalition, but I'm going to post a picture of the card that you're holding, and I'm going to link the Facebook. That's so kind, Mary.
Never make up excuses like your wheelchair's so damaged as can't repair us have to get a brand new one.
Yes, they did that but ironically they went against their own declaration of that, and they fixed it after they said it's not repairable. So it is good to keep a record. Who did you talk to? When did they have this conversation with you? How long are you waiting? And sometimes it's impossible to stay diplomatic. I have gotten angry talking to the call centers. They don't necessarily know what's going on, and we need to know our rights.
That's right.
Yeah, when we call, a lot of times they will say, we have an appointment in the workshop in 2 days. And it's like, a lot of us cannot get to the workshop. We need somebody to come out to see us.
And that's the thing. The wheelchair repair law says that you don't have to go to the workshop. They can repair your whole entire chair in the house. So that is just something that has to be clear, because the service providers, the companies are not sharing that information often. Not even on their website. Mary likes to point it out all the time.
I love to share those kind of things. Yes. If you go to New Motion, you can see a lot of they have promotional work, public service. They have happy people sitting in wheelchair photographs, but some of us are not happy because this is life. Being in the wheelchair, an extension of ourselves. And I had overheard you talking about somebody in the night in a black chair wearing black clothes. That's another problem. I have a flag I can put on the back of my chair, but I'm still not sure people can see me. I have lights on this chair, but I can't tell when they're on. So when I'm out on the street, I actually have to flag down a person and say, "Hey, are my lights on?"
Yeah, there's a lot of chairs that don't have lights. I chose a scooter over a wheelchair because I was able to get it faster, number one. And number two, it has a lot of lights. It has a headlight, has rear lights, and it has all the bells and whistles. Plus it came with my actual chair is it prevents blood clots. It's made with it's a special cushion that's zero gravity, so you don't have any pressure points. Yeah, so I love my chair, and Chris is always telling me that I should use it more often, but I like to walk as much as I can because, when you're in your chair, you lose the ability to walk. And I went 4.5 years of losing muscle tone before my big surgery. And now that I'm on my feet, I'm scared to lose that again. And I have a lot of pain. So
osteoporosis,
yes.
weight bearing on joints. I'm losing bone density. So I'm working towards, I use the sit to stand, but yep, the wheelchair, and you're talking about a zero gravity cushion, but I use a Roho. Now, people can have wheelchairs, but they have to be careful. If it's a manual wheelchair, it should be something where a person can lift their butt up off the chair to give pressure release to areas that can break down. It's not only tilting in these power chairs, but it is use of a good cushion. A Roho costs $500. For each chair, it could be a slightly different size. They have to be treated with respect. Caregivers and family might think they can pile stuff on it, and it can puncture and damage and be a problem. The batteries, we've been talking about batteries in emails. Some of the technicians have told us that the batteries of recent time are lesser quality, or shall we say cheaper, so they don't hold a charge. But there is a lot of information online about how to survive, how to help your battery survive. Gel cushions like to be drained and recharged. If somebody is only using, like you're saying, you walk as much as you can, that scooter battery should be the same. It needs to be used at least weekly, and it has to be recharged because that keeps the battery life going. And we have a right to ask the technicians questions about how to make things work better.
Mary, if you have like a final thought, something very important for wheelchair users who are not advocates, for wheelchair users who are just learning about this law right now, what is a good takeaway, something they should keep in mind when they're talking with NSM or New Motion or any other wheelchair repair business that they may be dealing with?
A record of when you've called them and who you've talked to. It may be upsetting that your wheelchair isn't working right. So take a moment, take a breath, and try to say what's going on. They may come out and have to evaluate. And at that point, the 10 days countdown starts because they might not know what's wrong. Also, they can do remote. They can do over camera kind of sessions with you to see what the problem is like. So the number that you call, you will find it wheelchairrepair@gmail.com is the group's
Email.
contact. And so don't let them bamboozle you. Help yourself. Know your rights. Stick to them. If they're saying that they have a delay on the equipment, know that you can call up and talk to the lawyer for the state of Connecticut as your advocate, and they can work with the wheelchair companies too. And be safe out there. Yeah.
That's a really, really good point. And I just want to add that if you want to be part of the Wheelchair Repair Coalition, you can use the same email for information, or you can comment on this video and we will get you the information so that you can also attend the Wheelchair Repair Coalition meetings. They are every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Thank you so much for being on Disability Cafe, Mary.
Oh, thank you, Maryann. Thank you. And thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Chris, we love doing this banter back and forth. And by the way, every time I have a guest, he gets all freaking quiet, but he's a talker.
Well, I saw you two in action before, yeah, and I was like, oh my
Well,
goodness.
to talk later. If you live in Wallingford,
Yeah.
they can help you if you ever have any problems later on. So
Thank you. Yeah, you never know.